watching at home. I hope you like my serenation. They line up the same. I love how this year has like not changed. Yeah, it was different at the beginning, but it's been the same since I think the whole Yeah. It works well though. The whole game that we were there. It works well. Oh, someone must have this one? Really? But like my shoulders are so tickly. It's a little, right? Not above you, like right here. Like right here. A ball? So when I feel like this. So a ball hitting the net. I was like, and then I get down there. Ow. Oh, no. Okay, this hurts. Let doing her job. Right in the background. Okay, ready to be the bed? Skylar's butt. I took them on a separate photo for gloves, like because I had like 400 photos.
Fences in there, anything above the fence here, wood, red, above the fence.
Go over to the base. Where did you see the picture? A different photo.
Two openings.
How far away?
The end of the fence, you see
I got every picture of me looks so bad. It's so hard to take a good. I think I'm like this. My face in that picture. Well, you were asking for examples. My focus face is so bad. Even on the stage. Even on the stage, my focus face is like. At least I can get people batting this way this time. So. I like the batting ones. Yeah. Those are the ones that I could get. Yeah. No, you have a couple ones from like the back of us. Yeah, because I went to the back. I just like look weird in the white jersey. That's why I wrote the camera. You know what? Black jerseys are so much better. They're so much more flattering. Yeah, exactly. I look like big in the white one. Yes. And it's just like. What's up, Poopa? Poopa's like oh, good job. You know the camera can hear everything you kids are saying. It's just the blackest wheel flag. No matter how small you are, you can do it. Exactly.
We always do.
My arms look tiny in this jersey, though. I mean, to be fair, I picked this jersey when I was tiny, and then I didn't change it. Not that I'm humongous, though. Huh? Sophomore year, though. Sophomore year, I was sickly skinny, though. You look great. I feel better. Like, you really do look great now. Like, you look athletic, healthy. It's literally because I do so much athletics. Yeah. Dance after softball. Yeah. Once I stop doing all of it, I like, because I eat so much. Coach is all out all day. Is it inside out? No, she's wearing a shirt. She wears so many shirts. She wears like 5 layers on all the time. All right. Yeah, it's suddenly hurting me.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome inside the softball field here at Milford High School as Milford TV is happy to bring you coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics. This is Tim Coet, Milford TV Executive Director, on the call with you here this afternoon. Our coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics here on Milford TV is presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. And today, back out for more softball action now on this Monday afternoon, May 6th. And the Scarlet Hawks today welcome in a rival from the Davenport division in the Oliver Ames Tigers. Milford comes in with an overall record on the plus side of 500 at 7-6. They're currently in 4th place in the Kelly Rex division standings in the Hockomock League. Oliver Ames, meanwhile, comes in tied for 2nd place in the Davenport standings. They are 6-7 overall on the season. A little bit of a delay to the start of this game this afternoon. We expected to get underway around 4:30. But some bus delays for the Oliver Ames team making their way from Easton here to Milford this afternoon. So instead getting underway right around 5 o'clock. But excellent conditions for this softball game this afternoon. Nice warm temperatures, around 70 degrees here locally. 92 as we get underway. And all around comfortable conditions to get softball underway here today, getting deeper into the schedule. It's been an interesting season so far for Milford. They've come up with some big wins. They've played some exciting games, some extra inning games, some mercy rule wins. This team continuing to contend, trying to make it back into the MIAA playoff tournament for the 2nd season in a row. And so as we get ready to get started here today, let's bring you the starting lineups for these two teams. We'll start with the visiting Oliver Ames Tigers. Leading it off is their center fielder, Crystalia Cavell. Batting second and playing right field is Paige Taylor. Devin Morris plays second base and bats third. Taylor Marino, today's starting pitcher, bats cleanup with Katie Berg, the shortstop, batting fifth. Emily Martin is the designated player, batting sixth, with the catcher Catherine Farley batting seventh. Batting eighth is the first baseman Samantha Johnson, and in the ninth spot playing left field is Ava Tracia. And flexed out of the OA lineup, only playing defensively, is their third baseman Lindsay Solomon. And for your Milford Scarlet Hawks, the starting lineup today looks like this. Olivia Baglione leads it off at short. Ava Baglione plays center field and bats second. Kay Pellegrini plays third base and bats third, with Camille Bonina, the first baseman, batting cleanup. Playing right field and batting fifth is Sarah Wingle, with the catcher Maddie Burns batting sixth. Maeve Williams is the designated player, batting seventh, with Caitlin Kernan in at left field batting eighth. And in the ninth spot is the second baseman, Grace Bonina. On the mound, getting the start for Milford today is Angelina Bonina. She fires the first pitch of this game, blown outside for ball one. Angelina pressed into service today. We'll have what they call in the big leagues a bullpen game today for Milford, as unfortunately Milford starting pitcher Maeve Driscoll down with injury, expected to miss potentially the next couple of weeks, so Milford is going to have to piece it together in the pitcher's circle. And so Bonina getting the start today. A count of 1 ball and 1 strike on Crystalia Cavell, leading it off for the Tigers. Plate umpire noticing a loose ball in foul territory down the first base line, making sure that makes its way safely out of play before we continue. 1 ball, 1 strike pitch is sent to the backstop for strike 2. Defensively today, the Scarlet Hawks look like this. Maddie Burns is behind the plate with Kay Pellegrini at third, Olivia Baglione at short, Grace Bonina at second, and Camille Bonina at first. Left to right in the outfield, Caitlin Kernan, Ava Baglione, and Sarah Wingle. Left-hander on the mound. Bonina, here is the 1-2 pitch, and that just misses for ball 2. First batter of this game. A 2-2 pitch is waved out and missed for strike 3. Cavell went reaching for it.
Don't repeat my mistakes, let's go.
So she goes down on strikes. First K of the game for Bonina, and that will now bring up Paige Taylor, the right fielder. Head coach for the Tigers is Lindsay Allison, currently down in the third base coach's box. Lefty versus lefty matchup here as Bonina pours in strike 1. Taylor showing bunt, but instead pulled the back and took a strike.
Here we go, PT, here we go.
Now a pitch elevated a little bit out of the zone. Another close one that doesn't go Bonina's way. One and one the count as that pitch clanks off the glove of Maddie Burns for ball 2. This is the 8th appearance in the pitcher circle this season for Bonina, her 4th start. She's logged 16 and 2/3 innings so far on the year, has an ERA of 10.18. And now this ball is driven in the air out to center field, but in good position was Ava Baglione to make the catch. Almost came in a bit too far, but was able to reach up and pull down out number 2. So 2 quick outs here in the top of the first, and now the second baseman, Devin Morris, will dig in. This pitch lifted well high for ball 1. 34 hits allowed coming into the game today for Bonina, 39 runs, 24 of them earned. 19 strikeouts to 15 walks. A lot of those appearances have come in relief. It's going to be a big adjustment for this pitching staff as Maeve Driscoll has logged 60 1/3 innings so far this season, so she has been the workhorse of the staff. We expect to see a number of arms in the circle today, including potentially the freshman Lila Driscoll, who was called up from JV to add a little depth to the pitching staff. As this pitch misses high for ball 3, and it's now a 3-ball, 1-strike count on Morris. Should the inning continue, we will see the OA starting pitcher Taylor Marino in at the plate. Bases empty with 2 down in the top of the first. And this pitch is lifted foul. That's well past the first base dugout and out of play. Plenty of fans sprinkled around the softball field here, taking in this matchup. Full count now on Morris, who stands back in on the right side. Here comes the payoff pitch, and that's off the outside corner for ball 4. So Morris wins the battle, works the walk, and a 2-out base runner now ahead of Taylor Marino. On the right side. Takes the pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. Marino is a junior. Count of 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 outs and a runner aboard at first. The next pitch from Bonina is sent on the ground. That's through the left side of the infield for a base hit. Morris moves up to second base and holds there as now Oliver Ames tries to piece together a 2-out rally. First 2 batters retired, but a walk and now a single. There's an opportunity now for Katie Berg, the shortstop. Courtesy runner, meanwhile, for the pitcher. Skylar Dearborn will come off the bench to run at first base for Marino. A lot of right-handed bats in this lineup. Getting a look at the lefty, Angelina Bonina. Able to start off ahead against Katie Berg. No balls and 1 strike. Pitch up over the head of the right-handed hitter, evening the count at 1. He's starting to drift from first to third across the playing surface. 1-1 pitch is popped up. Should be playable at shortstop for Olivia Baglione. She makes the catch, and that will retire the side. And so Oliver Ames threatens, but they do not score in the top half of the first inning. Scoreless, the Scarlet Hawks will take their first swings of the game when we come back after this quick timeout on this coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics here on Milford TV, presented by Rail Trail.
I think they'll lift him. earlier.
Go now.
It's literally right there.
Great, 5 pitches. Go.
You could go through the air.
Longest time you can run.
Don't throw me up. Oh wait. Catherine.
Person who's the best time I got.
What's going on, arguably?
Yeah, also 5 pitches or something.
Oh, he's a great? I didn't know that.
It's the first time you come in as a kid.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Next time you get it.
I just never thought about it, nor knew, never paid attention enough to.
I feel like
Yeah, never heard of
probably
that.
happens.
Got T. Keep that on.
I don't like my forehead exposed. It's a really perfect size.
It's funny.
Milford coming to the plate, bottom of the first inning. Coverage of Scarlet Hawks Athletics on Milford TV, presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. Olivia Baglione, Ava Baglione, and Kay Pellegrini coming to the plate. And Olivia wastes no time, sends a sharp ground ball to shortstop, but it's played cleanly there by Katie Berg. Fires to first to retire her counterpart on the 6-3 ground out. Taylor Marino in the circle.
Here we go, T, here we go.
Stats courtesy of HockomockSports.com for the Oliver Ames starter. Comes in with a record of 6-7, so she has gotten the decision in all of Oliver Ames games so far this season. She's logged 84 innings, 49 walks to 50 strikeouts, and a 3.58 ERA.
I was like, ah,
Facing Ava Baglione now. Count of 2 balls and no strikes.
Here we go, T. That was a very quick bathroom.
Now lifting a fly ball foul and out of play over on the third base side. Ava Baglione, good stats on the season, a .354 batting average, 9 runs batted in. She has a double and 2 triples on the season. Now takes a strike to even the count at 2-2. 17 hits in 50 plate appearances. OPS of .838 for Ava Baglione. Now lifts the fly ball out to center field, but room for Cavell to make the catch. And so 2 fast outs now for Taylor Marino, who will now face the big bat in the Milford lineup, Kay Pellegrini. Comes into this week batting .486 in the Milford lineup. She leads the team in runs batted in with 15. 2 home runs on the season, which is tied with Sarah Wingle for most on the team.
Here we go, team!
Quickly finds herself ahead in the count 2-0.
Hey, battle back, kid. Your time, your time.
Pellegrini, 11 walks to only 4 strikeouts so far on the season. Just a good all-around hitter. Lets that pitch go towards the top of the strike zone. That brings the count to 2-1. 2 outs and the bases empty in the Milford first. Next pitch from Marino is driven down the left field line, but foul. Looks over towards the Milford bullpen. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and the pitch. And this again is sent down the left field line and will make its way out of play. That time the left fielder giving it a look. Cheers from the Milford dugout as this ball again is lifted out of play, and a lengthy at bat being put on here by Pellegrini. Defensively for Oliver Ames, it is Catherine Farley behind the plate, Lindsay Solomon at third, Katie Berg at short, Devin Morris at second, and Samantha Johnson at first. Left to right in the outfield, Ava Tracia, Crystalia Cavell, and Paige Taylor. Still a 2-2 count on Pellegrini. Now that pitch,
That's a good spot.
well up and out of the zone, that will fill the count. Should Pellegrini reach, it would give Camille Bonina a chance to bat in the first inning. Payoff pitch, and this is driven in the air out to straightaway center field, back towards the fence, and the catch is made out there by Crystalia Cavell. She read it well off the bat, maybe a few paces in front of that chain link fence, able to make the grab for the out that ends the inning. And so Milford ends up going 1-2-3 in their half of the first. One inning in the books here in Milford, scoreless between the Scarlet Hawks and the Oliver Ames Tigers on this coverage of Scarlet Hawks Athletics on Milford TV, presented by Rail Trail.
Yeah! What you know about it? Back-to-back bats on three! 1, 2, 3, back-to-back bats! Take that into consideration. Dude, if we say China, show you what?
Everyone be cheering. Everyone be cheering. Here we go, Em.
Angelina Bonina back out into the circle to face batters 6, 7, and 8 in the Oliver Ames lineup. Emily Martin, the designated player, leading off the inning. Line drive sent out to shallow right field. That is down for a base hit. Grabbed on a couple of bounces by Sarah Wengel, fires it back in. That's the second hit for Oliver Ames. Puts the leadoff runner aboard to start the second. That brings up the catcher, Catherine Farley. First pitch in for a strike.
Here we go, Sam! What do you say here?
Both teams with good energy on the bench in the early stages. Called strike delivered there by Bonina to bring the count to 0-2. Could not get Farley to chase on the 0-2 pitch. A lot of activity going on all the way around the athletic facilities in Milford here today. Here's a 1-2 pitch. That is swung on and missed for strike 3. Bonina picks up her second strikeout. Martin remains at first base now with one down ahead of Samantha Johnson, the Oliver Ames first baseman. Pitch. This is for ball 1. Burns trying to frame it, but could not get the call.
I can't have a conversation with my players about pitches and counts and what pitch count to swing at.
Meanwhile,
I'm talking about my players. Stop listening to me.
some disagreement here as the home plate umpire took exception to something from head coach Steve DeVito over on the first base side. Coach DeVito making the argument that he was talking to one of his players on the sidelines. The plate umpire felt as though something was directed in his general vicinity. It's a few heated words exchanged before we get back to action, and it's now a 2-ball, 1-strike count on Johnson. DeVito perched right outside the first base dugout. This ball is now popped up foul over the backstop and out of play. Coach DeVito known to get a little fiery during these games. There's been a lot of energy in general around the softball field ever since we got here. As that 2-2 pitch. That's in for strike 3. Bit of an unusual strike 3 call there from the home plate up, but Milford will certainly take it. Back-to-back Ks in the inning now for Bonina. Now facing the number 9 hitter, Ava Tracia. Starts off ahead in the count, 1 ball and no strikes. This is Coach DeVito's 10th season coaching this Milford softball team. Took over the program in 2014, right after those back-to-back state championship runs for Milford under the direction of their previous head coach, Brian Mackey. Coach DeVito rebuilding the program into an eventual state champion in 2017. He's done a great job over these last several seasons. Working with a lot of young, inexperienced players, and he's continued to bring this program forward each season. Over 500 here, always past the midway point in the season, looking to make another run to the playoffs. Meanwhile, it's a 2-2 count to Ava Tracia. Runner still at first base with 2 outs in the inning. Bonina trying to shut it down right here. Here's her pitch. And it's off the outside edge for ball 3. Top of the OA lineup waiting on deck. Martin perched at first base. She goes. The pitch is up over the head of Tracia for ball 4. So Martin will advance to second base. That's the second walk of the game allowed by Bonina. So we will go second time through the Tigers lineup now as Crystalia Cavell will step in for the second time. She struck out in her first at bat against Angelina. She swings to the first pitch here, pops it up out into left field. In comes Caitlin Kernan, had to lunge at the end, but she makes the catch for the out that ends the inning. Living dangerously there as Kernan had a long way to go, but she hauls it in for the final out of the inning. Again, Oliver Ames strands 2. We'll head to the home half of the second inning, still scoreless in this matchup between Milford and Oliver Ames here on Milford TV, presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. Angelina Bonina working in and out of trouble in the first 2 innings on the circle. Meanwhile, Milford yet to get anything going at the plate against the Oliver Ames starter Taylor Marino, who induces a first pitch ground out off the bat of Camille Bonina. 5-3 on the putout. It's the second inning in a row that Milford's leadoff batter has been retired on just 1 pitch. Now here is Sarah Wingle. She reaches for the first pitch and sends it foul out of play. We were disappointed to be unable to come out for coverage of the softball team back on April 24th when Milford hosted Mansfield. That was in our original plans for this sports season, as Wingle now sends a grounder over to second base. The out recorded there, 4-3. But in that game, Milford made a dramatic comeback and an ultimate signature 11-9 victory in 9 innings that was capped off by a 2-run walk-off home run by Sarah Wingle. Certainly one of the signature moments of her varsity career.
Let's go. You got it, Taylor.
Milford ultimately rattled off 9 unanswered runs in that game after falling behind early, as this ball is sent down the third base line, but just foul off the bat of Maddie Burns. Milford looking for their first base runner. Taylor Marino's retired the first 5 that she has seen, all on balls hit in play. It's a 1 ball, 1 strike count now on Burns, batting out of the number 6 spot.
Here we go now.
2-1 now the count. The return throw back to the circle ended up behind second base.
Hey, 2-3.
Now the 2-1 pitch.
Hey, hit her in the box.
It's early on that swing.
I was just stating that.
Rounding it foul down the third base side. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs and the base is empty in the home half of inning number 2.
This one for you, 2-3,
Now that pitch misses outside. Burns read that well out of the hand of Marino. Let it go for ball 3, and now it's a full count. Payoff pitch is popped up. Foul and out of play, just off of the bleachers next to the first base dugout, missing some of the spectators there by a couple of inches. Still a 3-2 count on Burns. Maeve Williams waits on deck. Another payoff pitch and a line drive that ticks off the glove of Solomon at third base. And Burns will reach. That was a hot shot. Went in and out of Solomon's glove. It was a hard hit ball, but it was certainly playable for Solomon. We'll put it in the books right now as an E5. That's how Milford gets their first base runner.
Here we go now.
Meanwhile, a courtesy runner for Maddie Burns. Isabella Lacerbo now at first base. Maeve Williams at the plate, and no ball, 1 strike count. Runner takes off for second base. The throw down skips past the bag and goes out into shallow center field. Wasn't the best jump for Lacerbo, but weak throw from the catcher.
Here we go. I got 2 down. You're up and out.
Allowed Burns, I beg your pardon, Lacerbo to get into second base with the steal. So Milford gets a runner into scoring position. And a 1 ball, 1 strike count now on Williams.
Hey, infield, go one.
Williams trying to get it going with the bat on the season, batting .091 coming into the game today. That's 2 hits in 22 at-bats so far this season. Lets that pitch go, and she's now ahead in the count, 3-1.
Hey, battle back here, kid.
Caitlin Kernan waiting on deck. Williams takes that pitch up and in for ball 4. First walk surrendered by Taylor Marino. And so Milford now has runners at first and second.
Knock it down and make a play. Let's go.
2 outs in the inning for Caitlin Kernan, batting out of the number 8 spot. She shows bunt, sends a good one down the third base line.
Good job.
And the home plate umpire is going to rule that ball foul. That looked to be on the chalk
Good job,
when Solomon picked it up.
Expect it. Expect it.
And so back to the plate now comes Kernan with a count of no balls and 1 strike. They would have had no chance with Kernan's speed to throw her out at first. Not showing bunt here, and takes a borderline pitch for strike 2.
Hey, way up, kid. Be smart here.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 2 Milford runners aboard in the bottom of the second.
What's up?
That pitch skips in the dirt. Kept out in front by Farley. Nice play.
Ava, make sure you're moving. Need backup over there.
Reno's 1-2 pitch. That's up and away. Farley tried to pull that back to the top of the strike zone, but it's ruled ball 2.
Here we go.
More chance from the Milford dugout trying to spark a rally. 2-2 pitch, and Kernan well out in front. Swings and misses for strike 3. And that will end the inning. First K for Taylor Marino, a good time for it. 2 base runners stranded for Milford. We've played 2 full now from the Milford softball field. It is scoreless between the Milford Scarlet Hawks and the Oliver Ames Tigers on this coverage of Scarlet Hawks Athletics on Milford TV, presented by Rail Trail.
Anybody have blood spray?
All right, let's go.
Yeah! Hey, this is on 3! 1, 2, 3, and then this! Page 7, Taylor.
Let's go. Have some fun, Owen.
You are my love.
That girl was jogging to the base. I easily could have
That's like they were there and ready. Like not ready, but like by luck. It was a hard ball. I didn't call it there.
I couldn't even tell how fast it was going.
I didn't even see it. Sorry. I totally like wipe my butt. I think we're not good. I know. I don't know. I just don't. I don't like that. Can we start singing?
No.
Oh, watch out, guys. Watch out.
All right, Patsy, you're two, kid.
2, 3, and 4 hitters due up for Oliver Ames in the top half of the third. Angelina Bonina back out there. Induces a ground ball hit to second base. Nice play for Grace Bonina. Flip to Camille Bonina at first base. All 3 Boninas involved in the play for out number 1. Paige Taylor retired on just a single pitch. That brings up Devin Morris. Away second baseman. She walked her first time up and now delivers a fly ball foul and out of play, just shy of the parking lot. A 1 pitch, and this is another grounder to second base. Race to Camille again for out number 2.
Here we go, Taylor. Yeah, that's why I debated it. Yeah, you heard it.
I was on the
pitchers doing a good job pitching to contact through these early innings.
Here we go, T.
Although Angelina does have 3 Ks. As that pitch sails to the backstop for ball 1. Taylor Marino now up for the second time. She has one of the 2 Oliver Ames hits in the game, a 2-out single back in the first. Ahead in the count now 2-0. Again, Milford playing without the services of Dave Driscoll, perhaps for a little while. She is on the shelf with injury, low to both the pitcher circle and the lineup, as Dave has been productive in both roles. One of the top batting averages on the team at .353. Trying to use their depth. There's a 3-0 pitch now from Angelina Bonina. Marino taking all the way. She takes strike 1.
Hey, your shoes on time.
3-1 pitch. High for ball 4.
Your shoes on time.
So the 1-2-3 inning eludes Bonina yet again. She allows a 2-out walk, the 3rd walk she has issued. That gives Katie Berg a chance to come to the plate. Popped out to shortstop. Her first time up. Swings at the first pitch here. Another pop-up, this time out into shallow right. Second baseman Grace Bonina out onto the grass. Makes the catch for the out. That ends the inning. So despite the 2-out walk, another scoreless frame put up by Angelina Bonina. Coach DeVito must be thrilled with the performance he's getting out of Bonina so far today. We move on to the home half of the 3rd inning. It is still scoreless between Milford and Oliver Ames here on this coverage of Milford High School softball on Milford TV, presented by Rail Trail.
You're like, I just gotta let everybody come in the dugout.
That's only when I have my home. I mean, that's the place to be. Okay.
Just say the most awkward shit. What was it?
They're on or no? No, I know. And then.
Yes!
Getting set to start the bottom half of the 3rd inning here in Milford. Grace Bonina to lead it off. Our coverage of Scarlet Hawks Athletics here on Milford TV, proudly presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. Very special event coming up this Friday at Rail Trail. You can join them at their Milford location with the co-founder and co-owner of Roots Spirits. Visiting from Greece, there'll be a special menu of cocktails and mocktails crafted with Roots liqueurs. Really exciting occasion coming up at the Rail Trail Milford location this Friday.
Hey, long strike, here we go.
Bonina sends a foul ball down the left field line, plenty of distance, but foul. Back to the plate with a count of 1 ball and 1 strike.
Here we go.
Milford still looking for their first hit. They had 2 base runners last inning on an error and a walk.
That's a nice pitch.
1-1 pitch drops in at the knees for strike 2.
That's nice. That's real nice.
Grace Bonina on the season batting .233. 7 hits and 30 at-bats on the season.
Nice pitch.
She scored 13 runs on the year, also has driven in 8. About to see a 2-2 pitch. And sends this one out into center field, but just a couple of steps over to her left. Elia Covell makes the catch. And the leadoff bat is retired. Not a lot of hard contact for Milford so far today against Taylor Marino. The hardest hit balls came off of Kay Pellegrini's bat in the first inning, and they all went foul. Ultimately, she did send one pretty deep out into center field that was caught for the final out in the inning. Other than that, a lot of weak contact. See how Milford adjusts as they go second time through the order now. Olivia Baglione at the plate. She sends a ground ball to short. Tricky hop. Throw to first base is wild. Baglione safe. She quickly turns towards second base and slides in safely. And so that will likely go in the books as a single. And then an E6 on the throw that allows Baglione to advance to second base. And so excellent speed in scoring position now for the Hawks with one out in the inning. And Ava Baglione at the plate. She bunts, sends it down the first base line. And a nice play executed on the right side as Samantha Johnson, the first baseman, came into field. Devin Morris getting over to cover the first base bag. And the out ends up going 3-4. She does push the runner to third base, so that will go in the books as a sacrifice. And now quickly Pellegrini stings one on the ground foul wide of third base for strike one. Milford threatening with 2 outs in the inning. A runner at third base. Pellegrini at the dish. For one today, as we mentioned, allowed out to center fielder, first time out, and now continues to spray balls with authority. Foul down the left field line. Down in the count, 0-2. Next pitch from Marino. Off-speed pitch that stays up and out of the zone, not enticing for Pellegrini. Count goes to 1-2. Thicker cloud cover rolling overhead here as we get deeper into the game. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Hit hard on the left side, diving play. And no chance to make a throw to first base. Katie Berg has to eat it. In from third base comes Olivia Baglione with the first run of the game. Milford is able to take a 1-0 lead. Infield base hit and an RBI for Pellegrini. Aboard at first base now for Camille Bonina. 0-for-1 with a ground out. Takes a pitch up and out of the zone for ball one. Snap throw to first base, but Pellegrini was already back to the bag. Camille on the season came into action today, batting an even 200. So batting average a bit down from what we typically see out of Camille. She has 7 hits in 35 at-bats. 4 extra base hits. They've all been doubles. She's driven in 8 runs. So still good run production from Bonina. Count of 2 balls and 1 strike. Lifts this pitch foul, that will go out of play. Girls lacrosse going on behind us on the turf field. Also boys tennis taking place behind us as well. Here on the softball field, a 1-0 lead for Milford. A 2-2 pitch for Camille Bonina. Misses upstairs. That's a full count now.
Hey, your time, dig deep, kid.
Sarah Wengel lurking on deck. Here comes the payoff pitch. And it's lifted foul again, out of play. Shy of the turf.
Here we go, Taylor.
Plenty of young spectators willing to sprint out to collect that loose ball. Good at bat being put on here by Camille Boninas. And so the bases are empty now with still 2 outs in this 4th inning. The 6th batter of the inning will come to the plate. And a fly ball sent down the left field line, stays in fair territory. Kernan able to run it down for the out that ends the inning. But damage done for the Tigers. A couple of wild pitchers score the first run of the inning, and then Crystalia Cavell with a 2-run shot. And the Tigers now lead the Scarlet Hawks by a score of 3-1. We'll keep it here in between innings, so we apologize to everyone joining us on our live coverage here this afternoon on our educational channel, our HD channel, and streaming us on YouTube. Had some connectivity issues here. It's the first time we've experienced that out here on the athletic fields this season. Happy to be back up and running. So just to give you the quick rundown of what you've missed. Milford taking the lead in the bottom half of the 3rd inning on an infield single for Kay Pellegrini that scored Olivia Baglione from 3rd base. Milford taking a 1-0 lead, but Oliver Ames able to quickly fight right back in their half of the frame. Scoring on a couple of wild pitches from Angelina Bonina, had control trouble in the inning. 2 walks and 2 wild pitches that led to the tying run crossing the plate. And then with 2 outs in the inning, and Ava Trecia on first base, the OA leadoff hitter Crystalia Cavell hitting a 2-run home run out to left center field. And so now Milford finds themselves trailing in the game by a score of 3-1 as they now come to the plate in the home half of inning number 4. So again, our apologies to all of our live viewers for that interruption. We'll make sure to get a clean version of this game out on our YouTube page. Get that uploaded tomorrow. In the meantime, Sarah Wengel leading off this bottom of the 4th with a pop-up on the right side of the infield, handled for out number 1. So that brings up Maddie Burns. Swings through a pitch for strike 1.
Hey, out of fire, 2-3.
Burns reached on an error and stole a base last, I beg your pardon, in the 2nd inning. Was stranded in scoring position. Milford has stranded 3 runners through the first 3 innings.
Oh, nice pitch. Hey, 2-3 for you, buddy, for you. Let's go, fire!
And now this ball driven in the air down the left field line, hooking into foul territory, and that is out of play.
Hey, shooting these, kid. Here we go. Go, team.
Now this pitch on the front of the plate, the out is recorded.
I love that. Hey, PT.
So 2 up and 2 down in the bottom of the 4th.
Just missed. Hey, got two, oh, hey, here we go.
Oliver Ames had just 1 hit in the top half of this inning. It was the home run. Able to score 3 runs on the benefit of just 1 hit. Hits are 3-2 in favor of Oliver Ames.
Oh, nice pitch.
Williams, meanwhile, trying to get on base to keep this 4th inning alive for the Hawks.
Hey, 2-3, right side, kid.
Continue to be
Hey, got
heavy
2 now.
clouds overhead. Not expecting rain. Cool things down as we get deeper into the evening, now coming up on 6 o'clock.
Hey, this one's for you, team. Here we go, 2-3, fire it in.
There's a 2-2 pitch, off speed, and that is in for strike 3. That's the second strikeout of the game for Taylor Marino. A good shutdown inning for Oliver Ames. They set Milford down in order. We've played 4 innings now from the Milford softball field, where it is currently Oliver Ames 3 and Milford 1 on this coverage of Scarlet Hawks Athletics on Milford TV.
Oh my god, I can't see. Sorry, I'm coming in the dugout right now. Am I coming in? Is she in the lineup?
Thank you.
Doug.
Angelina Bonina's day in the pitcher's circle is done. She goes the first 4. Ended up allowing 3 runs on 3 hits. She walked 5 and struck out 3. Was able to navigate out of trouble through the first 3 innings, but control issues got to her in the 4th and surrendered the big 2-run home run. And taking over now for Bonina is the freshman Lila Driscoll. Older sister Maeve out of the mix due to injury, and now we see Lila for the first time at the varsity level, dealing with the heart of the Oliver Ames order, batters 3, 4, and 5, starting with Devin Morris. Everything upstairs right now, a quick 3-ball, no strike count. Pitch on the inside corner for a strike. Morris was about ready to head down to first base on the walk, but got the bad news from the home plate ump. Now a 3-1 count. Driscoll already perched, ready to go. Here's her 3-1 pitch, and it's sent over the reach of Grace Bonina at second, and then gets under Wengel's glove out in right field, rolls to the fence, and it'll be 2 bases for Devin Morris. Wengel did not get that glove down to the turf, and she pays the price. That will go as a gift double for Morris. Now Taylor Marino will stand in. 4th hit now for the Tigers. And now a swinging strike for Taylor Marino. Marino today has reached base both times she's come to the plate, a single in the first, a walk in the third. Now takes that pitch low. This is actually the 3rd appearance since coming up to the varsity level for Lila Driscoll. She's pitched an inning in the 3rd. All of those appearances have come in relief. Able to get ahead of Marino now 1 and 2. Still trying to get her legs under her at the varsity level. A ERA close to 30, but again, just 1 1/3 innings there. 5 earned runs in that inning in the 3rd. balls and 2 strikes now the count. So Maeve Driscoll, Lila Driscoll, and Angelina Bonina, the only 3 pitchers utilized for Milford so far on the season. As this pitch is swung on and missed, briefly gets away from Burns. They're able to complete the out at first base. So Marino down on strikes. It's the first K for Lila Driscoll. But on the play, Devin Morris able to advance to third base with only 1 out in the inning. That brings the Oliver Ames dugout to life once again. Now Katie Berg up for the 3rd time. Takes a pitch inside for ball 1. Berg with a heavy brace on the left leg. Back leg for the right-handed bat. Takes that pitch on the inside corner. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Berg has popped out twice so far today, once to short, once to second. And now sends a ground ball back up the middle. It got past Driscoll in the circle and then boxed around behind. Everyone's safe, and another run crosses the plate for the Tigers. And so we'll give Berg the benefit of the infield base hit. The run batted in, but that run largely self-inflicted in this inning for Milford. The play out in right field for Sarah Wengel, where it allowed Morris to stretch a single into a double. Maddie Burns dropping strike 3 against Marino, which allowed Morris to advance to third, and then Milford just could not make that play back up the middle. It allowed Morris to cross the plate with the 4th Oliver Ames run. As this ball is now driven into the gap in right center field, down for a hit. Berg hits third base. She rounds, heading to the plate. She's going to get there safely. Aggressive base running for Katie Berg. Scores all the way from first base on the single for Emily Martin. And this game trending decidedly in the wrong direction for Milford. They now fall behind 5-1. Now this ball hit on a line to second base, caught by Grace Bonina. So that's the 2nd out in the inning. Martin safely back to first base. And now this ball hit back to the circle. Driscoll has it, flips to first base for the out that ends the inning, but a couple of hits, 3 in all in the inning. 2 to produce runs, RBIs for Katie Berg and Emily Martin, and it is now Oliver Ames enjoying a 5-1 lead on top of Milford on this coverage of Scarlet Hawks Athletics on Milford TV, presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company.
Until I tell you to stop because I wasn't sure. It wasn't really. No.
All right, that's okay.
The first one when I did this?
Yeah.
No.
All right.
That's nice.
It was a yes. It was, and I was like, nah, I don't think.
No. Yeah.
All right.
But then I gave you steal, and then it worked out. Look at that. Thanks for being fast, Katie. Well, I was like, I'm trying to like draw.
She just got the corner of that bag.
Yeah, she just got it. She got it.
I couldn't tell.
She got it, but it was close. It was.
Oh, it's happened to us before. Oh, were you with Sharon?
No. No, I wasn't. You were. Don't worry, I got it. Yeah, you see? Don't worry, I got it. She got it. We have the data. Take a throw, Kathy.
Oh, that's fine.
Hey, Kathy, 8-9 in the top.
Let's go, defense! Let's go, T!
I'm not joking.
They're all the way out.
She jumps over the base. Here we go, T.
He gave me some in advance. I didn't realize he was giving me in advance. But
Okay.
in the 10 spot is at 7. That spot.
But did 11 go in for somewhere? Did a new pitcher?
Yes. There's going to be a new pitcher. 21's going to pitch.
Okay, so 21's going to pitch.
Yeah, I don't like them.
Milford in need of a change in momentum in this game. Find themselves behind now 5-1.
So who's, oh, never mind, sorry.
They've been able to overcome some big deficits
Because 21
so far on the season. We talked about that game against Mansfield earlier in the year where they had to score 9 times to come away with a dramatic extra inning win. Down by 4 here as the bottom of the 5th inning is about to begin. It'll be Kernan, Grace Bonina, and Olivia Baglione, the 3 batters expected against the Oliver Ames starting pitcher, Taylor Marino. Through 4 innings has allowed just 2 Milford hits, a single run. She's walked just 1 and has struck out 2.
You guys, good job.
Now this ball sent on the ground towards shortstop. Good accurate throw from Katie Berg to first base to get the out. Kernan now 0 for 2. Now this ball hit a little more slowly over the shortstop, but again, a nice charge put on by Berg and an outstanding throw to first base. Recording back-to-back outs on some speedy runners in the Milford lineup. So despite that brace we talked about on the left leg, Berg moving very well at the shortstop spot. Great throws as well. And meanwhile, Taylor Marino has retired the last 6 batters she's faced. Pitching well now with the lead. Facing Olivia Baglione for the 3rd time. Olivia pops this ball up out into shallow left field. It is the shortstop who backpedals out to make the catch. So Katie Berg with her handprints all over this 5th inning.
Like the same exact.
Instrumental in all 3 outs recorded. Milford goes quickly and quietly in the bottom of the 5th. We've played 5 full now from the Milford softball field, and it remains a 5-1 lead for the Oliver Ames Tigers on this coverage of Milford High School Athletics on Milford TV, presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company.
Another pitcher. Oh, we were posing.
Hey, let's go. Make it work.
Can you? I'm not doing this. I was doing Devin's time. No, you can say that was real in no way. Should I jump? Let's go. Should I jump into the camera?
No, that makes sense.
Alright, Ava Crissalia Page.
Yeah. Well, because, like, I try to mute. Sometimes I see pictures of myself and I'm like, wow, I really have to. When you try to mute yourself, I'm good at it. Do you ever do that? Actually, no, I actually don't.
changes for Milford as we get into the top half of the 6th inning. We'll start on the pitcher's circle. The third arm utilized for Coach DeVito today is the junior Kay Pellegrini. She comes in from third base to take over in the circle. And now a fly ball hit down the right field line into foul territory. Long run for Isabella Lacerbo fresh into the game. That ball ticked off her glove in foul territory to land for strike 2. Ava Tracia at the plate to start off this inning. So the other changes defensively for Milford with Pellegrini in from third base. Ava Baglione comes in from the outfield to take over at third. Sarah Wengel moves from left to center, and into the game now in right field is Isabella Lacerbo. As that pitch misses down and away. Want to see Kay in the circle. We heard a lot about Kay's pitching ability when she first came up to the high school level. It's a 1-2 pitch. It's popped up in foul ground. Baglione right to the chain link, and that ball ticks off the roof of the third base dugout. Kay ended up dealing with some arm, I think elbow issues as an underclassman that limited her ability to play all of her sports, softball as well as soccer and girls basketball, and seems as though it has put the pitching component of her softball game on the back burner. Has not, however, impacted her hitting. But again, with Maeve Driscoll out of the mix on the pitching staff for Milford for perhaps the next couple of weeks, Coach DeVito looking to alternative sources to give this team some innings, and Kay, being the team first player that she has always been, stepped up, told Coach DeVito before the game, I can give you an inning. Doing just that here in the 6th. Facing the number 9 hitter, Ava Tracia, ahead 1-2. Here's the next pitch, and it's waved at and missed for strike 3. And a big smile on Pellegrini's face, and huge cheers from the sidelines as Kay delivers the K for out number 1 here in the 6th. Leadoff batter retired. And now we go back to Crystalia Cavell. Takes the first pitch high for ball 1. She came to the plate in the top of the 4th inning with the game tied at 1 and drove the ball over the left center field fence for a 2-run home run that gave Oliver Ames at the time a 3-1 lead. Galway now leading this game 5-1. As Cavell delivers that ball foul and out of play, 1-1 the count. And we assure any of Crystalia's family checking out the live stream coverage that we will get a clean version of the game up on YouTube by tomorrow. And so we were having some connectivity issues right around the time that Cavell hit that home run, so we'll make sure that we get the game in its entirety posted to our YouTube page just as soon as we possibly can. Meanwhile, a 1-ball, 2-strike count with the bases empty and 1 out in the top of the 6th. Here's the pitch, and it's sent in the air again, pretty deep out to left center field, back to the fence. This one will stay in the yard, and 1 hops the fence, and Cavell this time will settle for a wall ball double. So a multi-hit game for the Oliver Ames leadoff hitter. The home run, now a double. She is in scoring position at second base with Paige Taylor now digging in. Left-handed hitter 0 for 3 so far today. She's flown out to center, grounded to second, and flown out to left. Takes the first pitch for ball 1. Now spikes that ball foul right around home plate to even the count at a ball and a strike. It's been pretty even between these two teams in recent seasons. wins apiece in the last 4 head-to-head meetings going back to the 2018 season. Milford won the only game these two teams played in the regular season last year, 14-6. Scored 5 runs in the first inning to take control of that game. Didn't look back from there. This ball popped up out into shallow center field, and actually it stays on the infield dirt for the shortstop, Olivia Baglione, to make the catch. Taylor retired. There are now 2 outs in this top of the 6th. Leaves the inning up to Devin Morris, who touched off the 2-run rally for Oliver Ames last inning. Here she sends a harmless ground ball to the pitcher's circle. A little bit of trouble for Pellegrini. The throw to first base, they say, will not be in time. And then Milford left staring at the umpire as aggressively Cavell came around from second base ahead of the throw to score. Right now it's 6-1 on the scoreboard, and Coach DeVito out to have a conversation with the infield umpire. So we have the benefit of getting a second look at the play with the delay on our live stream feed. Again, it was bobbled in the circle by Pellegrini, but sent a good throw to first base that, boy, getting a second look at it, it looks like they were able to get Morris by a running step, but ruled safe. The infield umpire all the way over behind the shortstop position making that call. A tough one for Milford to take. That looked like it should have been an out at first base, instead an infield hit. An insult to injury as Cavell came around to score. She could sense the frustration and lack of urgency around the infield for Milford, expecting that should have been out number 3, and she came in with a feet-first slide to score the 6th Oliver Ames run of the inning, as now this ball is lifted out to shallow left field, and things coming unglued a bit here for Milford. As that ball will drop for a bloop base hit in front of Kernan in left. A lot of bodies out on the outfield grass for Milford, but unable to make the catch, and Taylor Marino with a gift base hit. Morris ends up at third base. It was Olivia Baglione who was tracking that ball out onto the outfield grass, and it seemed as though Kernan bailed on the play, expecting Baglione to make the catch, and instead the ball dropped between them. And so 3 more hits now for Oliver Ames in this 6th inning. They've tacked on to the lead, now 6-1. Runners at the corners now ahead of Katie Berg. Collected an RBI her last time up. Shows bunt. Takes the bat back. Takes strike 1. The courtesy runner, Skylar Dearborn, stealing second base. The throw ended up coming in front of the second base bag. Milford cautious with the lead runner at third, as now this ball is ripped. That's through the left side of the infield for a base hit. 1 run in for Oliver Ames. Here comes Dearborn to the plate. The throw is in time. A good throw in from left. Cuts down the courtesy runner at home plate, and that will end the inning. So in total, 2 runs score for Oliver Ames before this top of the 6th comes to an end. And it is now a 7-1 lead for Oliver Ames.
I quite literally have not been up to
We'll head to the bottom of the 6th inning when we come back next on this coverage of Scarlet Hawks Athletics on Milford TV, presented by Rail Trail.
Remember 2 years ago when we were stuck here for like 10 minutes? Yeah. And we come to like
Go,
7 runs on 7 hits with 2 errors for Oliver Ames. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors for Milford as we're now into the bottom half of the 6th inning. The fans trying to give Milford a jolt of energy as they have fallen behind here, a 6-run deficit, as Ava Baglione goes after a pitch well up and out of the strike zone, and it just feels as though the pressure has gotten to the Scarlet Hawks a bit as this game has gone on. We saw some very shaky defense in the last couple of innings. Now this ball popped up on the infield, goes back to the circle where Marino makes the catch. And Baglione is retired for the first out. 5 1/3 innings now for Taylor Marino, and she has scattered just 2 Milford hits. Milford offense that scored 106 runs coming into action today. Held to just a single run through the first 5 1/3. Pellegrini at the plate now. Ball with no strikes. As this ball is hit in the air out to center field, this sends Cavell back, and that hits off of the windscreen out in straightaway center field. Just stayed in the yard by a couple of feet, and so instead Pellegrini will settle for a 1-out double. It's her 2nd hit of the game. Hit right off that R in Milford. Courtesy runner now out for Pellegrini.
Courtesy runner for the pitcher.
I believe that is Lucia Testa at second base. 1 out in the inning. Camille Bonina coming to the plate for the 3rd time today. She is 0 for 2. She's done the same thing twice, and that is ground out to 3rd base. Well out in front of a pitch down in the dirt for strike 1. Marino's thrown a lot of pitches in this game, but again, she has been the only pitcher to work for this Oliver Ames team all season as Bonina again sends a ground ball to 3rd base. The throw pulls Samantha Johnson off the bag, so Bonina will reach. An infield base hit for Camille Bonina. Pellegrini, or I beg your pardon, Lucia Testa had to hold up at second base with that ball hit to the left side. So it's runners at first and second base for Milford. Trying to start a rally. Sarah Wengel now at the plate. She sends the first pitch foul and out of play for strike 1. Sarah today hitless. She's grounded out to second and popped out to second. Takes a pitch outside.
Hey, way to work, Catherine.
Smothered nicely by Catherine Farley. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Pair of Milford runners aboard. As Wengel now pops this ball up behind 3rd base, over towards the chain link, and that ball lands foul. Not sure if that might have grazed the higher fencing down the left field side where the Milford bullpen starts. But another chance here for Wengel with a 1 ball, 2 strike count. Here's the pitch, and it's hit on the ground slowly towards second base. Oliver Ames will get the sure out at first.
Good decision, Deb. Got 2.
Wengel retired 4-3. The runners do advance. Testa to 3rd. Bonina down to second base, but there are 2 outs now.
Hey, fire at you. Hey, shooting these.
Milford will look for something out of the catcher, Maddie Burns.
That's what you said here, kid.
Reached on an error in the second, and then grounded out in front of the plate in the fourth. Swings at the first pitch here and lifts it out to left field. That's deep, that's to the fence, and that is gone. A 3-run home run for Maddie Burns. It gets Milford back on the scoreboard. It is now 7-3. You can make it 7-4 as there were a couple of runners on board. The scoreboard currently reads 7-3 here at the field. Now updated. That is a 3-run shot for Maddie Burns. And it gives Milford some much needed life. She drilled that ball out to left field. Out of here for a 3-run home run. Gets this crowd alive as now Maeve Williams swings at the first pitch. She sends one on the ground through the left side for a base hit.
All right, he got 2 now.
And so Milford hoping to keep the momentum rolling in this bottom of the 6th inning. Cut it to a 3-run game as Kernan now sends a soft ground ball to the left side. Going to be a tricky play, and the throw doesn't get there in time. Kernan uses her speed to beat out the infield base hits.
Hey, good try, hey, good try.
3 consecutive hits here for Milford.
Hey, Blue.
And the Hawks will bring the tying run to the plate in the inning as Grace Bonina waits to stand in. And before that, we'll have a full conference in the pitcher's circle as Coach Allison, along with the entire Oliver Ames infield, will now come out for a meeting. Everything was trending Oliver Ames' way, building up a big 7-1 lead, but Milford finding some life here in the 6th. The big blow so far, a 3-run home run for Maddie Burns. Williams and Kernan following up with singles, and Scarlet Hawks with the tying run at the plate in the person of Grace Bonina.
Hey, Katie, you last time, Katie.
Grace, a few words with her head coach before she steps in. Grace, one of the 4 captains of this Milford roster this season. And she takes the first pitch for a called strike 1. Grace today has popped out to center field and grounded out to shortstop. And now sends a ground ball wide of third base. Foul ball for strike 2. Everyone engaged in the Milford dugout, the fans making their voices heard as well, wanting to see this rally continue. Bonina will need to protect the plate, down no balls and 2 strikes. Next pitch from Marino, and a defensive swing. Bonina is able to foul it off to stay alive.
Here we go, 2-3. Hey, win it, this one's yours, kid. Hey, fire 2-3.
Another 0-2 pitch, and this one slapped to third base. It is handled by Solomon, and she's able to take it to the third base bag for the force out that ends the inning. But Milford does get back on the scoreboard as Maddie Burns delivers a 3-run home run to get Milford back within striking distance here. We'll head to the 7th inning. It's now a 7-4 game. Oliver Ames on top of Milford. Action continues next here on Milford TV.
Emily, Catherine, Sammy, Ava.
Sounds like it's to me.
Let's go, need runs here.
Hey guys, last chance, be loud on the bench, please. Loud on the bench. Emily, Catherine, Sammy, Ava. Oh, you mean mine.
Coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics here on Milford TV, presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. A reminder, tomorrow is Teacher Appreciation Day, and teachers can eat free at the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. Celebrating National Teacher Appreciation Day tomorrow. As a thank you to all of the teachers here in the area. Any teacher can eat free at either Rail Trail location here in Milford or in Hudson. Make reservations online now. Meanwhile, excitement here at the Milford softball field as the Scarlet Hawks able to fight back for a couple of runs. A big home run for Maddie Burns. Each side has gone deep in this game. And so Kay Pellegrini trying to hold Oliver Ames off the scoreboard to give Milford one last chance at a rally in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Able to get the first out of the inning on a pop-up to second base by Emily Martin. She's been dangerous today, so a big first out. Catherine Farley, the catcher, at the dish now. She has struck out, reached on a fielder's choice, and scored a run in this game. It's also lined out hard to second base. Down in the count here, no balls and 2 strikes. Pellegrini in her second inning of relief.
I know, but like me personally, that's...
Now sends that pitch in on a bounce in front of home plate, deflects away as the count goes now to 1-2. Ball popped up foul out of play. Milford scheduled to be home again this Wednesday to take on the Attleboro Bombardiers. It's scheduled to be an evening contest, a 6:30 start. We are hopeful to bring you coverage of that game. We have it on our schedule. However, the weather, once we get past Tuesday this week, is looking very unsettled. We're expecting rain Wednesday through Friday, which could put a damper on our sports coverage plan. So we'll see if we can follow through with that coverage of softball this Wednesday against Attleboro. Stay close to our social media, we'll let you know. We obviously have to be mindful of our equipment as we're exposed here to the elements covering softball, so stay tuned to see if we can bring you that coverage. We're also hopeful to be back at Pheno for coverage of the baseball team coming up this Friday. But again, more showers expected in the area on Friday as well, so a lot of question marks as to what we'll be able to do sports-wise as this week goes on. Meanwhile, Farley on a 2-2 pitch slashes that one through the left side of the infield for a 1-out base hit. That tips the hit column back in Oliver Ames' favor. Their 8th hit of the game, now out hitting Milford 8-7. Also leading where it counts in the run column, 7-4. Hoping for some insurance. Runner at first base now ahead of the Tigers' first baseman, Samantha Johnson, who has been held hitless through her first 3 at-bats. A strikeout and a couple of ground outs here. Sends a ground ball that sneaks under the glove of Baglione at third base. So there's the first hit of the game for Samantha Johnson. Pushes Farley into scoring position at second, and Oliver Ames now threatening to tack on some insurance in this top of the 7th. 2 on for the number 9 hitter, Ava Tracia. Ava's reached base twice today out of the 9th spot, a pair of walks. She has scored a run. Now grounds a pitch foul for strike 1. Pellegrini with an 0-1 pitch, and that is high. Three-run Tigers lead. 1-1 pitch, that's in the dirt. It's blocked out in front by Maddie Burns. A nice play to keep the runners in place.
Let's go, Ava!
Now a 2-1 pitch. That is high for ball 3. This is the first pitching appearance of the season for Kay Pellegrini, so you wonder how much she has in the tank, and perhaps Coach DeVito wondering that same thing after now allowing a walk to Tracia to load the bases. Coach DeVito back out of the dugout. Right now having a conversation with Pellegrini in a big-time jam now, bases loaded with 1 out. And meanwhile, credit to Ava Tracia out of the number 9 spot, walking for the 3rd time today. So the conversation continues in the circle. Right now, no move made by Coach DeVito. Looking to Maddie Burns for some input here as well. Another one of the captains on this team. Coach DeVito now will pull the entire infield in to be part of this conversation. Milford hoping to keep the score where it is, to give themselves a chance in the bottom of the 7th, but Oliver Ames with a prime scoring opportunity presenting itself. Bases loaded with 1 out. Pellegrini will stay in the circle to face one of the most dangerous bats in this Oliver Ames lineup, Crystalia Cavell. She has been very good in her last 2 at-bats, blasted that 2-run home run in the top of the 4th, and then nearly did it again, instead settled for a double in the 6th inning, came around to score. All over that first pitch, but sending it foul for strike 1. Now takes one low.
Let's go,
1-1 pitch. And this is sent down the 3rd baseline. That's a fair ball. And Ava Baglione sends it to the plate. They get the force out there. And so Milford will take it. The lead runner retired at home plate. Cavell safe on a fielder's choice. The bases reloaded with now 2 outs. And so right now, Coach Allison with a conversation with the home plate umpire. She was questioning if the out was successfully recorded at the plate, but the conversation goes nowhere. Coach Allison back to the 3rd base coach's area, and now ball 1 issued to Paige Taylor. Samantha Johnson at 3rd, Ava Tracia at 2nd, Crystalia Cavell at 1st. And now 2 balls and no strikes on the left-handed batter. Taylor is 0 for 4 this afternoon. And now lifts a fly ball out towards second base. No problem for Grace Bonina to make the catch for the out that ends the inning. Milford able to dodge a bases-loaded jam here in the top half of the 7th inning. And so it will be a 7-4 score heading into the bottom of the 7th. Last chance for Milford. They will have the top of the order bats coming to the plate in the home half of the 7th inning. That is next here on Milford TV.
Okay, what do you say? Hold it here.
coverage of Scarlet Hawks Athletics here on Milford TV, presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. Back out here on the softball field for the bottom of the 7th inning. Milford looking for a dramatic comeback. They trail 7-4. Olivia Baglione, Ava Baglione, and Kay Pellegrini coming to the plate against the Tigers starting pitcher Taylor Marino, who has thrown a lot of pitches in this game. Started to tire in the 6th inning, ended up allowing 3 runs on 5 hits in the frame. Back out there for the 7th. Again, we talked about it earlier in the game. Marino has been the only pitcher that Oliver Ames has used all season long. She's pitched every inning for this team. And hoping she has enough in the tank to try to get this team to a victory. We bring Oliver Ames back to 500 overall on the year. Milford with other ideas. It's a 2-ball, 1-strike count to Olivia Baglione. And she sends a hard ground ball to shortstop. To her left is Katie Berg and makes the throw to first base. She has been excellent at the shortstop spot all day today. And able to collect the first out. Olivia retired. 2 outs left for Milford. Milford certainly would have loved to have seen Kay Pellegrini come to the plate as the potential tying run, but instead Olivia Baglione retired, now hoping Ava can get on to start to get the wheels turning in this inning. Sending that pitch foul. It's a no-ball, 1-strike count.
Here we go, 2-3, here we go, T. Let's go,
Takes that pitch high. Ava batting .354 coming into this game, but has been held without a hit through her first 3 plate appearances. Now takes that pitch inside and brings the count to 2-1. She did have a sacrifice bunt back in the 3rd inning. 2-1 pitch is outside for ball 3. Pitch from Marino, and she's able to get that one past the swing of Baglione, and that will fill the counts. 3-2 with 1 out in the 7th. Here's the payoff pitch, and it's popped up right in front of the plate. Farley takes charge, makes the catch, and Milford is down to their last out. Take something from Kay Pellegrini if we are to continue. Kay 2 for 3 this afternoon, reached on an infield single to drive in a run in the 3rd, and then doubled and scored in the 6th. Takes the first pitch for ball 1. No doubt Marino will pitch carefully to Pellegrini with 2 outs and the bases empty. That pitch in the dirt for ball 2. Now Marino misses upstairs for ball 3. Nothing close for Pellegrini so far. If she reaches, it would give Camille Bonina a chance. And that pitch a borderline strike at the top of the zone. Kay ready to discard the bat. She will step back in with a 3-1 count. And now drives this pitch to third base, but it's snagged by Solomon, and that will end the game. Hard contact for Pellegrini, but right into the third baseman's glove to end this one. And a disappointing loss for Milford today as they fall to Oliver Ames by a final score of 7-4. Big innings for the Tigers in the 4th, 5th, and 6th as they scored all 7 of their runs in the middle innings of this game. Big hit, the 2-run home run for Crystalia Cavell. Milford was able to counter with a home run of their own from Maddie Burns in the bottom of the 6th inning, but it was not enough And so with the loss, Milford will fall back to 500 overall on the season at 7-7. The win will pull Oliver Ames up to the 500 mark on the year. They are also 7-7. So again, Milford will hope to turn the page with another home game here at the Milford softball field on Wednesday, taking on the Attleboro Bombardiers, a tough opponent coming to town. We hope to have coverage for that game, but once again, it will be weather permitting, as we expect some showers in the area through much of the rest of this week. So we encourage you to stay tuned to all of our social media platforms, as we'll keep you updated on all of our coverage plans as this week goes on. But that's going to wrap things up here from the softball field this afternoon. A big thank you to our Milford TV crew on hand for the coverage. Our camera operator today is Patrick Garapi, and our director is our Milford TV intern, Sophia Mitchell. And I am Tim Coet. That final score, one final time, Oliver Ames defeats Milford by a final score of 7-4. This has been a presentation of Milford High School Athletics here on Milford TV, presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. So long, everybody.